Regards from Lviv, Ukraine. This is early January, the weather is amazing, and I thought it would be nice to use this opportunity to show you a little bit of our city in western Ukraine. So get comfortable and enjoy the ride. We are starting in the historical part in the very center of city where I actually live, and now I will take you through the road which I usually go to visit my parents who live in a suburb. So let's just go at a normal pace through the streets of Lviv. It's a little bit shaky or with uncomfortable sound because of the bricks on the streets, as you can see in our town, but hopefully it will not distract you from enjoying the amazing architecture which is built around in the previous centuries. As you can see, it's pretty impressive, and basically it looks very similar to other Central European towns like Prague, like Budapest, like Krakow. In fact, all those cities that I mentioned once used to belong to a single country, Austro-Hungarian Empire, and which definitely left its legacy here. There is some construction happening. You see, this is the tram stop and the tram in front of us. Streets are pretty busy. Okay, let's let this lady pass through. Here you go, nice lady. Yeah, and we continue. Most of the businesses are open, people enjoy their time, reminding that Ukraine is at war now, but this is the real life, how it looks in a city far away from the front line. Yeah, like the battlefield in Donbass is over 1,000 kilometers east from here, guys. Yeah, just for you to remember. Otherwise, it's, you see, if someone doesn't know there is war in Ukraine and they visit Lviv, they treat it as a normal, peaceful city with public transport operating, with shops. Even the Apple store on the left, you can see, are open. So basically it's working absolutely fine. Okay, let me stop over here. The traffic lights are working. You know that now there is big energy problems in Ukraine, but Lviv is still remaining functioning with electricity available most of the time. And we will slowly be moving west of the city center. So hopefully in this short video you will see the transition of architecture, the transition of urban planning of our city from the historical, the oldest parts, towards the new of 21st century. Let's go. And what's interesting is that now we'll be moving up, because in Lviv the city center, like the downtown, is the actual downtown. Yeah, it's situated in the bottom, being surrounded by hills from all sides. So now we go up. Please. Okay. And we go. Traffic is very little. This is the weekend of early January, guys, and despite that there is a war, there are many construction projects are still happening. Even you see the streets are being renovated that we can explore on the right. However, we continue following along the tram tracks. This is going to be an intersection tram stop as well. Hopefully it will be done the next few weeks. And actually now, guys, we are entering another beautiful neighborhood, which reminds me of also like Western European neighborhoods, affluent, built in the late 19th, early 20th century. So yeah, these are actually the upmarket neighborhoods of our city, and it's a very good place to live. You know, even you can see some villas on the left. and we will see more of them. So the further we go from the historical core of the city, the less densely built it gets. However, here we can see that it's still pretty well done. Let's wait for the traffic light. There are some ladies. Okay, and we continue. Check out the building on the right, which looks like a small tower. Yeah, and you know, there are many architectural masterpieces in our city, making it very interesting from the tourism point of view, but also simply a comfortable place to live, which I can definitely say Lviv is one of the best places to live in Ukraine, especially now. We continue following the tram tracks, and here it's getting less densely built, so with more some kind of separated private houses. Also very nice area. I love the street a lot. Actually, just check out, on the left, on the right, huge mansions where one of the richest people of our city actually live. And still, you know, like you feel privacy, but you are very close to the city center. All these areas have been built up over than 100 years ago, showing it how important the city was in those times. Actually, I would like to remind you that Lviv was the 4th largest city in Austrian Empire after Vienna, Budapest and Prague in the beginning of the 20th century. And on the skyline we can see some new towers already that were erected here in the recent years, so which means we are closely approaching more new parts of the city. In recent decade, many towers like this have been built in our town. They are scattered in different parts of the city. However, there are some areas with a lot of blocks erected densely between each other. But because the city doesn't really work out in the central urban planning system, it's more chaotic at the moment. But gradually, from year to year, is definitely improving. Also huge new construction on the left, you can see. So yeah, it's promising, and this is definitely the place where many things will happen in the following years, considering that the center of world's attention now is in Ukraine. Notice that there are even bike lanes over here, along both sides of the road. So, and just for you to know that the city of Lviv has over 130 kilometers of paved bike lanes, specially dedicated for cycling transport. You might notice on the left a little bit different structures. Those date back to the Soviet time. Pretty ugly, not really nice buildings, but that's how was made the solution to accommodate millions of people in a relatively short period of time. Так, some small market. People are still selling fir trees because New Year passed recently, and a little bit bigger, typical Eastern European Soviet blocks just ahead of us. Oh, check out the old Lada as well. Ha. Can't believe it's still driving. Well, actually it does. Some delivery guys you see on a bicycle from delivery food, and we are on Lubinska Street. It also looks like a huge avenue built up with the Soviet blocks from both sides. I grew up in this area, guys, by the way, so it feels very relative to me. I know every inch over here. Okay, and we arrived. I grew up in this area and looking forward to see my parents. Let's park. Oppa. Okay. Well guys, thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoyed this ride, and if this format of video is interesting for you, I am ready actually to visit other cities in Ukraine to show you the real local life. So if you like this idea and if you're curious, please let me know down in the comments. Good luck and see you soon. This was Orezub from Lviv, Ukraine.